Be global. Be cutting edge. Be inventive. Be investigative. Be a hero. What do you want to be? Be the best. Be you. Be MDC.
Hi, and welcome back to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce Member Connection. Yep, I'm your host, and you already know I am excited. I'm really excited. I'm so excited. That song, really, this person that I'm bringing on, you need to get excited about it as well, because what's that movie about? Show Me the Money? Althea, how are you?
Hi, Eric. I'm great.
I'm so happy. As I said, I'm excited about all our guests that come on, our members, but you take it to another level. You are a local administrator, one of those she's a big wheel in the SBA. And, the SBA supports small business administration. So I'm going to let her introduce herself to you. And then we're going to get into some of the nuts and bolts of what she is doing and what the SBA is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm excited just like you because I'm passionate about what I do.
You are.
I am so enthusiastic. I love small businesses. They are the most exciting people to me on the planet. Why? They make something out of nothing. And then that something blesses the rest of us with jobs, with products, with services we don't want to do. And it just makes the world turn. So for 25 years, I've been at SBA here in Miami because I love it and I love who I do it with and I love who I do it for. So yeah, SBA is in the marketplace. We're the only federal agency whose sole purpose and mission is to help small businesses start, grow, thrive, succeed, and recover after disasters, which is a big deal
absolutely
in this market.
No, absolutely. We talk about recovering after disasters, and you were there on you were pitching, you were on first base, you were catching, you were on third and second base, and you were in the outfield helping save some runs.
Yeah.
And what I'm talking about during the pandemic, you were very instrumental. As you know, we were on the air, social media and Zoom each and every day, providing information for small businesses. Yeah. And I mean, you helped me help businesses that in some cases didn't want to apply for PPP.
Yeah.
Or apply for EIDL.
Yep.
And PPP was forgiven. Yeah. And talk about that, to your point, about when there's disasters, and obviously we in our lifetime had never seen a pandemic. Right. And you and your organization, obviously SBA, the government, stepped up.
Yeah. And, I thank you for engaging with us to help people, because at the end of it all of the pandemic money, of that bunch of money, 10% of it came to the state of Florida. 10%. There are 50 states. Don't forget that.
Wow.
Add some territories. So that we got 10%, I think really speaks to the vibrancy of our economy.
Right.
And I have some other loan figures I want to share with you that really speaks to the vibrancy, the dynamism of our economy here in the state of Florida, and very specifically in South Florida. So I chuckle to myself all the time, and I thank the Lord all the time that I am in this market.
Right.
When I think about all the other markets I might be in, the 68 offices across the nation, this is it.
Well, I was in DC recently, meeting with the Small Business Administration, and that's one thing they talked about, the fact that South Florida led in providing loans and supporting small business. The one thing, our SBA that we know it today is not the same SBA that we knew years ago.
So true.
There were SCORE retired executives, right, and that's no longer in place. But then you got the SBDC. Talk about some of the nuances and the differences from when some folks may have,
Yeah,
reached out.
engaged with us before.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, I thank you for that. And I feel uniquely qualified to speak on that because I've been at SBA for 25 years in this market. And yes, we have powerful resource partners. SCORE rebranded many years ago to stop talking about themselves as retired executives. And instead, they're this wonderful cadre of folks who are experts in their fields, whatever the industry is or was that they performed in. And I'll tell you that in this market, again, we had last year, SCORE Broward was the #1 chapter in the nation.
Wow.
#1.
Yeah.
The same year, we had the #1 SBDC in the nation, the Small Business Development Center at FIU.
Right. That we work very closely with.
Yes, on Community Navigator.
Exactly. And we were able to provide some grants.
Yeah. And, if I may,
Yeah, please.
I really want to speak to the value of joining the chamber. Okay. I
Yeah.
mean, because your chamber was very instrumental in being a partner in the Community Navigator program that we saw thousands of small businesses helped. And made it was part of the reason why the SBDC at FIU was named #1. But here in South Florida, we have 4 women's business centers throughout the 24 counties serving women business owners who want to start, grow, and thrive. So again, we have so many #1s in South Florida. So if anyone's listening and is thinking about starting a business, they should, but get the help they need by joining the chamber, by accessing our resource partners so they know the how to. Because circling back to the pandemic, so many people weren't able to access the help because they were financially unprepared. They were financially illiterate. They didn't know how to fill out the simplest of forms. But that should not be a reason why they don't go into business, because we have the help that they need.
And you're absolutely right. And that's why you are in place to help businesses, to help someone who even just basically has an idea or a dream of starting something from nothing. And we, as I say, we're in the business of connecting the dots. We don't do it all. But we provide the information, we provide the roadmap to help you go and find the right door to open. And that's what we do as a chamber. So, and again, I want to thank you as a partner for helping us do that. And one thing about Florida in itself, and South Florida, I believe we lead the nation in terms of entrepreneurship. Miami-Dade County itself, Broward County, and Palm Beach County. I mean, even you go down to Monroe County. We are a community of small businesses, and small businesses basically run the nation.
100% they do.
Right.
They're over, by SBA standards, 32 million small businesses in America. They're everywhere.
Right.
They represent over 99% of all businesses in America. And that's the ones we count.
Right.
You understand? I mean, and that includes the seller on Amazon. That includes your favorite nail salon, your barber shop, your restaurant. They're all small, and they represent the employers in the nation. Over 2/3 of all employees work at a small business.
But when we come back, we're going to take a break in a few. But I want you to talk about that definition of small business.
Okay.
Because that can somewhat be a little deceiving.
Sure.
And not to, muddle the water.
Yeah.
But I know people, they hear small business, but there actually is
quite large.
There are quite large businesses that are considered small business when it comes to the federal government.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. We're going to get a word from one of our supporters, and we're going to get down with some more information for you.
Learn and earn today at Miami-Dade College. College graduates earn 56% more than high school graduates and $1 million more in lifetime earnings. A degree from MDC is your path to greater earning power and career success. Choose from hundreds of affordable high-tech and in-demand career programs, including cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, business, and nursing. Learn and earn today at MDC and fast-track your career. Enroll now at mdc.edu/purpose.
Hi, welcome back to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce Member Connection. I am your host, Eric Knowles, and we're having an exciting conversation about accessing opportunities, accessing capital. And before we took a break, we were talking about small business and the definition of small business. And there are some rather large businesses. So talk about that just a minute.
Yeah.
And then we want to get into the nitty gritty of, I know you got some monies out there where people can access, not that the SBA actually has the cash,
Right.
but you have access to the cash.
That's right. Well, by the federal government standards, right?
Yeah.
Small is actually quite large, but it does run a gamut, right?
Right.
So from the very smallest of small, a woman who sells cookies at a trade fair and puts her business on a Schedule C attachment to her 1040. She's a small business.
Right.
And it runs all the way up to manufacturers with 500 employees, with retailers doing 21 million in sales. So it does run along a spectrum.
Right.
And we're in the marketplace to help all of them.
Right.
And so that's what makes it exciting, frankly, for me to know that the diversity of businesses that are out there, whether it's diversity of size, owner, industry, impact, it's just exciting.
And, as I mentioned, I was in DC several months ago, and the one thing that we talked about is how do you create that avenue for those businesses, that woman who bakes the cookies, and that threshold where money is accessible. So let's talk about access to the money.
Right. Well, so like our small businesses that we serve, our lending runs along a spectrum too. So at one end, we have micro lenders who will lend anywhere from nothing, or little to nothing to about $50,000.
Okay.
And then we have our 7A lenders. That's going to be your traditional lenders that are on every corner, your regional lenders who are not quite on every corner, but are certainly in communities. You have online banks as well who perform the function of putting money into businesses. And we, the SBA, guarantee those funds on the off chance that the business owner doesn't repay. Now, then beyond that group can lend up to $5 million.
Okay.
For real estate acquisitions, for heavy machinery and equipment, and almost any business need. Beyond that, most people don't know that SBA has a venture capital program called the Small Business Investment Companies Program. And then you're just off to the races in terms of the dollar amounts that are available there. Of course, those are for high wage, high tech, businesses that are going to have high rates of return. But that's where, that larger small business might be the ones accessing those dollars. And we have had an amazing couple of years in South Florida. And I'm pleased to say that for 2 years in a row, we in South Florida are the #1 loan guarantee producing office of 68 across the nation.
Wow.
And so we're over $2 billion in the last 2 years. South Florida, my district, everything south of Orlando, represents 2/3 of all the loans made and guaranteed in the state of Florida.
Oh, wow.
And I want to share with you, because it's really important, that those dollar amounts last year to this year is a 26% increase in the dollars. And for Blacks, because I want to share that, because I think people don't believe that they can get a loan. And
Right.
that's not true. Loans to Blacks year over year, up 18%.
Wow.
Over $100 million. And in Dade County, where we live and are thriving, Dade County, when I first got here, used to and up until recently represented 20 to 25% of all the loans in dollars. We're at 35%. Now in out of the 24 counties. So it is happening here in South Florida.
Right.
It's happening in Dade. It's happening for your members. And I hope that if there is anyone listening to us and they want to start,
absolutely.
they should consider getting an SBA guaranteed loan.
Look, you know, we're at an age now. Obviously, you've been at this game for a minute.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the trend that you're seeing is a lot of young folks not necessarily wanting to go into the workforce, work for someone, but they want to start their own business. Can you talk about that? What do you see there?
Well, you know, they bring an energy, right? A vitality and an innovation to entrepreneurship. And so that's wonderful. We're delighted. The first thing an entrepreneur does is create their own job.
Right.
And make themselves their boss. So that's wonderful. We need that kind of energy in the economy. The thing I find about young people is, you know, we you know, might run off and start without the wisdom.
Right.
Right. So there's a lot of information out here in the world today, accessible by our computers, our televisions, our phones.
Microwave age.
But wisdom is the right application of information. And so I would encourage young people as well to access the wisdom that's available through the small business development centers, through our SCORE chapter volunteers, through the Women's Business Center, and to the extent that there are veterans out there who are interested in starting their own businesses and should, because we know they index very high for success in business. They should check out the Veteran Business Opportunity Center that's out of Pensacola and services our district as well virtually. So there's a lot out here and there's no reason not to do it. Listen, you don't have to go into business full time. You could have a part-time business and add to your income.
Let me ask you this. So again, the SBA is not the lender.
That's right.
You have partners, as you said, some on every corner, some virtually, some spread out, and you guarantee the loan.
That's right.
So what happens if a person defaults in the loan?
Right. Well, before they, as they're defaulting, the lender will attempt to get as much of that loan back, whether exercising the collateral, giving the business owner the chance to liquidate.
And again, speaking of collateral, you're not just getting a loan without, depending on the amount of the loan, you may have to put your home up.
Sure.
So talk about that.
That's right. Yes. Collateral is not a deal breaker for SBA, but it tends to be a deal breaker for the lender, right? But it's not a deal breaker for us. But that is the reason why the guarantee is in place, because the lender will do its best to liquidate and get as much of that money back and then turn to the SBA for the remainder. So if a lender has a 50% guarantee from us, we will repay them up to 50% of the outstanding balance. And look, you don't want to be in the place where the government's coming after you, because we have a lot of resources, right? In order to do that. But listen, there's so many resources to help a business owner succeed. And I would just encourage, know before you go, right? Do your business plan, run the numbers. The numbers don't lie.
But what if I don't know how to put a business plan together? Where can I go?
Oh, you can come to us, right? You can come to our resource partners. Listen, the Google knows quite a bit. And you know, we can use our computers for more than Instagram reels. So, and to post our ideas and opinions online on X, right? So there are all kinds of resources. Score.org has business plan templates. It has videos, how-tos. Our website is dense with information that can help, sba.gov. So there's really no reason you cannot learn before you embark. And I love the enthusiasm of entrepreneurs, but I would say, hey, hold on. Before you leap, run the numbers. And that tends to be the challenge for most entrepreneurs. They don't know the numbers. And so our resource partners can help with that. You know, how much money do you need? Can you afford that loan? Will you make enough to repay the loan from the business proceeds? Because all of that's important.
You know, we can go on, and we had to bring you back because I really want to dive a little deeper into, even for someone who wants to do, say, trade, if they want to do
International trade?
international
Oh my
trade,
gosh,
that's
yes.
another conversation. So
Why? Because over 96% of the market is outside our boundaries, our borders.
we're going to have to come back. I'm sorry. We're running out of time. How can they get in touch with you?
I am available. Listen, I'm the only Althea at the South Florida District Office. My phone number is right on our website, sba.gov/South Florida. And they are welcome to call us or reach out to us.
I'm winking. This has been the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce Member Connection. I'm here with Althea Harris from the SBA. She gave you the information. Go to m-dcc.org or call us at 305-751-8648 to learn more about the Chamber and all these services we have to offer.
Today, I stand before you, a proud graduate of Miami-Dade College and the 5th president of the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. I'm honored to return to the college that prepared me to become a leader in our community, providing an education second to none. So I'm asking you to please tune in every Monday at 12 noon to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce's Member Connection, as I interview members of the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce on our Facebook page at Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce or our YouTube channel, Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. To learn more about the Chamber, please go to m-dcc.org or call the Chamber at 305-751-8648.